It's kind of hard to believe that it's been 3 months since the release of the iPhone 15. I've been using the iPhone 15 every day since it's been released, and I've gotten my thoughts together and I've decided what I like about this phone, if it's worth it, and the one thing that I really wish this phone had that would make it the best phone of 2023. This is the 3 months later review of the iPhone 15. I just want to talk about what you care about. Is this phone reliable, and is it even worth the upgrade? Let's start with the color. I have the green iPhone 15 and I think it's the best looking out of the base model 15s. The blue is second, but it looks very, very white to me, but the green actually looks like green. But overall, I'm still not a fan of the color. It doesn't pop enough for me. And in terms of the base model 15, it has the curved edges and overall is a lighter phone and just feels really good in your hand. And compared to the Pro with the bigger cameras at the back, I actually really noticed the difference when I'm holding the 15 versus the 15 Pro. Overall, this phone has held up really well since I've been using it, and it has zero noticeable scratches. Now, a huge factor with the design is right at the bottom of the phone, they got rid of the Lightning and added in USB-C, which for me, game changer. And it's not the reason why you think of, or even the reason that I thought of originally when I bought the phone. I thought that I would be this super productive guy when I got this USB-C because I could connect it to a solid state drive, I could connect it to a camera, I could just do so much with this phone. I found that after 3 months, I don't really do any of those things that I thought I would do. And the reason why having USB-C here is a game changer is the simplest and most minimal solution, and that is just having one cable to carry around at all times. The cable that I use is the same cable for my MacBook. It's also the same cable for my iPad. It really means that I can just leave the house and not have to worry about carrying a bunch of cables, which if you're not necessarily in your home, carrying around a bunch of cables is incredibly annoying. I guess the most unfortunate part about this is that a lot of people still probably don't have a USB-C cable, so you're pretty much on your own if you ever need to charge up and you're in the wild. Another change with the base model 15, of course, is the removal of the notch. And 3 months later, I still think that Dynamic Island is more of a gimmick and it's not a game changer that I thought it would be. It just really isn't, because there are a lot of features that I think it's lacking, but I guess it is good for setting a timer while you're boiling your eggs. Moving on to battery life, I think this is huge. The iPhone 15 has a really great battery life compared to even the iPhone 14 Pro of last year, but generally speaking, I'm still getting better battery life than I did on my regular iPhone 13, and I'm getting roughly 7 hours plus a day. What I will say though is that I'm not somebody that is super intensive with phones. I don't do heavy gaming, I don't do a lot of photo editing on the phone. I just use the phone for basic things, texting, scrolling, all that jazz. Oh, and I should say that I'm not really on 5G a lot. I'm mostly on Wi-Fi. I think that might be important to you. Now, video is pretty much the same. It's a really good video camera, but after seeing how log works on the 15 Pros, I gotta say that I really do wish that the iPhone 15 also has log capabilities. I get that they want to keep it on the Pro line, but still, it would have been an amazing feature to have just as an option, even though I think maybe no one's gonna use it besides us photo nerds. But I gotta say that log is not the one feature that I mentioned at the start of the video that would kind of make this the all-around best phone of the year. That one feature is the action button. At first I thought that the action button was a gimmick, very similar to Dynamic Island, but I was wrong. The action button, if you customize it right, can do a lot. For example, one click of a button and it can navigate you right to home. Or perhaps you want to launch the camera app, turn off all the lights in your home, or do something basic like launching the flashlight. You can do all those things in one with the click of a button by customizing it and using shortcuts. And I gotta say that after using the iPhone 15 Pro, and the iPhone 15, it was very hard for me to go back to the iPhone 15 because I really had to think about the loss of that action button. So if this phone had it, I definitely think that this would be the best phone of the year, hands down, and I'd recommend it to everybody, even though I still do, but you kind of get the point. Really, that's the only main con that I could think of this phone. It pretty much ticks all of the boxes that I need. I guess other things that I may have missed that you might be curious about is 120 Hertz, and I really didn't notice it after switching from the Pro of last year. The chip inside is blazing fast. You can do everything that you need to do on the phone. So if you have the iPhone 12 or earlier, or maybe even the 13, I'm gonna go as far as to include it in my recommendation. I would say that you can pick up this phone over the 15 Pro, unless you're somebody that really does use the phone to make a lot of video content, takes a lot of pictures, and you need the absolute best. The iPhone 15 is the phone for you. That wraps up my 3 months later review. Let me know what you think down down below in the comments. And while you're there, give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.